Another brick fan with a Harry Potter set. This is Hogwarts, Dumbledore's office. This is set 76402. It was released in June 2022. It has 654 pieces, 6 minifigures, and cost about $80 when it was released. This set also includes 3 random wizard cards, which were released originally last year. I believe there are 18 in total. We'll take a look at those here in just a second. As you can see, this is a 3-story building with this tall tower, and it is done in the style of the modular Hogwarts components that were started last year. So each of these floors kind of comes apart and can be rearranged and configured. So we'll take a look at each of the levels, and we'll also take a look at the minifigures. So let's get a closer look at the building itself. We'll start here. This is Bertie Bott. Of course, the inventor of Bertie Bott's Every Flavor Beans. I also got Gilderoy Lockhart, the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher in year 2. And then finally, we got Salazar Slytherin, of course, one of the founders of Hogwarts. Taking a look at the build here for Dumbledore's office. This, of course, is the exterior of the building. And as you see, this is the bottom floor with a little bit of foliage here kind of in the center. There are some wings that expand out, so you can open these up. And we'll take a look at those as we move along. And then moving up, there's kind of a middle floor here, which is just slightly smaller than the first floor I just showed you. And then it moves into the tower up here with the little extra towers on the sides. And then there's a Hogwarts crest there, and then all the way up to the top where you see a little silver decoration there on the top. So that is all the exterior there. Let's go ahead and turn this around. And taking a quick look here, we have a little bit of a library down here on the bottom floor. Moving up, we have part of Dumbledore's office. You can see he's got a chair back there. The sorting hat's in there, more books. There's Fawkes the Phoenix over on the side. And then up on the top, we have a small room with a pensieve, which is what helps him view memories. And then at the very top, we have the Sword of Gryffindor. So let's break this down and take a closer look at the different interior levels here. As you can see, it is quite modular, so each of these little sections come apart. So let's start from the bottom up again and just get a closer look at the different elements. Here once again is our first level, and it's kind of a library. As I mentioned, it does have these hinged pieces here, so you can make it wider or smaller depending on how you want to do it. So there's a couple of tables here with chairs. There are some books here, and as you can see, these books kind of float out. And this is controlled by the foliage in the front, so that gives you the kind of floating book look here in the library. On these other tables, there are these pearl gold lanterns. There's a chocolate frog over here as well. So I really like the way this kind of came together with the use of some of these pearl gold accents, as well as, our floating books. You can see those move by using the plants out here to do that. And then it, of course, has a grate down here on the bottom. This can be placed anywhere you want in the castle. This side here has the kind of griffin look. This is the stairway up to Dumbledore's office. If you have the password, this rotates, creating a spiral staircase, as you might remember from the movie. Or if you've been to Universal Studios, they have this griffin here in the Harry Potter Castle ride, which is pretty great to see as well. Moving up one level, this is what I would consider Dumbledore's main office. As I mentioned, this is Fawkes here up the Phoenix, just kind of a baby version of him there on this pearl gold pedestal. And then here's the sorting hat. Once again, some texture back here to represent books. Looking inside, you can see that there is a desk here with like a lamp and a writing quill and then a letter, it looks like, on the desk. Back in the back, there's some jars in these clear colorings here, and then that chair right by the window. A little bit of decoration here as a sticker on the front of his desk as well. Then here we have the part of the tower. This again is the pensieve or pensieve, which is where the memories are put. And I liked how they used this kind of newer foggy, I call it kind of a foggy trans color here, which gives it that kind of milky look, which I think is pretty accurate for the pensieve. Because you got these little smaller towers here and the stacked windows, which I thought all turned out very nicely. And then the very top, this of course goes on top of here, but you see it's very tall here with a kind of a silver tip on the top here. And then there is the sword of Gryffindor with its jewels and stuff. I believe this is in one of the collectible minifigure series for Harry Potter. Very nice piece. Now we've kind of broken down the different levels of Dumbledore's office, let's take a look at the minifigures. As I mentioned in the intro, this set comes with 6 minifigures. They include Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Albus Dumbledore, Severus Snape, Argus Filch, and Madame Prince, who is the school librarian and was featured in the Harry Potter Lego video games. And of course, Mrs. Norris. Mrs. Norris is a nougat-colored cat. I think her eyes are a little mean. So she's got kind of a mean expression on her face. These strong eyebrows, strong eyebrow, and then the kind of red or orange eyes there. So it doesn't necessarily look like a really friendly cat to me, but there is Mrs. Norris. So taking a quick look at our minifigures, here of course is Albus Dumbledore in this nice dark red robes. This is one of the few Dumbledore figures I've seen with that does not have the kind of robe or triangular piece there on the bottom. So it's interesting to see him with legs as opposed to just the kind of robe base. Of course, got the beard. You can see his little horn, his little half moon spectacles here. This is a pretty typical Snape minifigure with the black robes, the purple vest here, of course. You see just a hint of a white shirt underneath there. Of course, a black wand. Then over here is Argus Filch, and he has this nice hairpiece. Of course, one of these newer lantern pieces that was introduced with this wave of Harry Potter. But as you see, he's kind of nicer suit, but it is got it patched up a little bit, so he's obviously been wearing this a long time. I do like this hairpiece with the kind of bald on top and then the hair that goes around the sides. Good printing here on the torso, and it lines up very nicely with the legs. Moving around, there's no side printing on any of these. And then the back printing is pretty minimal, just a little bit of kind of folds or curves in the fabric. Dumbledore does have a alternate expression. As you can see, his beard is down under here. But that's hard to see when he's in his full beard. Here is Snape with an alternate expression, and then Filch also has kind of a, I don't know if that's really a smile, maybe more of a sneer. So all 3 of these figures do have alternate expressions. So there are our first 3 minifigures. Let's take a look at the next 3. Here's our next 3 minifigures, starting with Madame Prince, the school librarian. I like this dark robe she is wearing here, and as you see, we'll turn to the side. She doesn't have the minifigure legs. She has this base that's kind of a robe or dress base. Got this very nice hat with this feather accessory here. Here's Hermione Granger. This is a pretty typical Hermione, and you'll see that she has the small legs. A nice gold lantern here, as well as her wand. This here is Harry in his invisibility cloak. We'll get that out of the way. So this invisibility cloak is made out of a kind of reflective material. You can see how the colors kind of shift as we move it around in the light. And on the inside, it's got kind of a fabric. So it's got a smooth, shiny finish on the outside and more of a fabric on the inside. Now this cloak of invisibility was first seen in the Harry Potter in the collectible minifigure series. Haven't seen it in a set, but this, I believe, is the first time it actually came in a retail set. But once again, going through our minifigures, I do like the printing. It's very nicely done in this sand green with some gold and silver here for Madam Prince. Harry and Hermione, of course, are in their Gryffindor uniforms. Harry's got that little part here where you can see his scar. So this is definitely a year 1 or year 2 version of Harry and Hermione, since they have the small legs. No printing on the sides here, but as you can see, Madam Prince's torso is once again done in that sand green and some gold. You can see the hoods here for both Harry and Hermione. They do all have alternate expressions. So there we have all 3 of them. And you'll see on Madam Prince here, there is a hair piece kind of integrated in with a hat, which turned out quite nicely. So there's the alternate expressions for each of these. And then turning to the side, this is that skirt or robe piece. And this used to just be a triangular piece, right? But now they've got this kind of sloped, curved piece here to represent that skirt and or robe base. So there is a closer look at all 6 minifigures that come with this set. Let's go back and I'll give you my final thoughts on the set. Overall, this turned out to be a really nice set. At $80 and 654 pieces, it comes out to about 12 cents per piece. So a little bit more expensive than the 10 cent per piece that I like to see. You also get 6 minifigures with this set, which I think add to the value of it. And then, of course, if you haven't gotten all those tiles from the sets last year, you do get those wizarding tiles or wizarding cards, which are nice printed pieces there in the purple. Some good decorations with the stickers and different things like that, and a lot of really interesting details in this set. So yes, you're going to end up spending a little more per piece generally on a Harry Potter set, but I think this one's worth it, and it provides some good value. I do like the fact that this set also is very modular, which means it's easy to integrate into the modular nature of the Hogwarts Castle rooms that have been coming out since 2021. So last year, kind of a replacement. They've did a different style of modular building from 2018 to about 2020. So we'll see what happens in 2023 if they keep coming out with these and or if they change things up again. But so far, I think this is a really nice set. So I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this set. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to see more of my content. I've left a link to my Harry Potter review playlist up here on the screen.